Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. Before I continue with it today practice, I must appreciate all my subscribers. Waking up seeing that like number, I know you guys value my content and I must say thank you. And those comments has always been a catalyst for me to do more and more for you. So like I said to all students, this is the right channel for you. If you hate maths, you love maths, you're welcome. We're going to make you love it more and more. And because our common entrance is drawing closer, that's why I'm putting more attention into common entrance class, so that our student can be fully equipped and ready for entrance exam. If you're preparing for Loyola, James O, or St. Augustine, you're preparing for NTI competition, talk of any school of your dreams and all of that, this is the right channel. You can't miss it. It's a combination of all infused with my crazy stuff in there, just to bring out the best in you. So let's go. Like I always said, sit back, relax, and enjoy the class. Today we're looking at series 3 on this topic, which is best approach to answer common entrance exam questions. Series 3. Like I said, I've actually split it into 3 categories so that you enjoy yourself at first, then we'll go a bit further, then further. But the truth as regards all of these stages is that we'll make it that simple for you that you will not know when we'll finish it. And because I don't want the video to be too long, I make it like a 15 questions on every series, split it into 5 for each stages. Let's go. For simple stages, we are going to look at few questions, just 5. Number 1, correct this number to 3 significant figure. Correct to 3 significant figure. 3 significant figure means you start counting from the first non-zero digit. What did I say? From the first non-zero digit. And this is the first non-zero, this is the second, this is the third. So this is where you cross it. And the number here is rounded down. Why is it rounded down? Because it's not up to 5. So meaning you're just going to add 0 to this. If it's rounded up, you add 1 to it. So this is our answer. So in the option, we have C as our answer. Moving on to question 2. Find the products. I've seen a lot of students when they ask them to find products of number, they want to multiply 0.004 times 0.06. This is a waste of time. Just understand that this has 3 dp and this has what? 2 dp. So you're sure your final answer will have what? 5 dp. That's all. And then what you need to pick out here is 4. Pick out here is what? 6. And when you multiply this, you have 24. So you move back your decimal point 5 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So all this head without brain, you fill it up with 0. And then this is where your decimal point is. Then you close it up. So this is what you're looking for. 0.00024. And the answer is C. Moving on to question 3. iPhone reduces the price of all their phone by 30%. Whole in percentage, whole is always on 100%. So if our phone was reduced by 30%. That means what you are paying, payable fee, will be when you subtract those two together, you have 70%. So when you go to a shop where 30% was removed, then what you pay is a leftover, which is 70%. And we're paying 70% of the original fee. And this is the original fee, that's 640. So you have 70 over 100 times $640. Zero cancels zero, zero cancels zero. So you're left with 64 times 7. And that is 7 times 4, 28, carry 2. 7 times 6, 42, plus 2, that's 44. And that is your answer, which is option B. Moving on to question 3. There are 18 male in Mr. Stone house. 18 males. If 58 of them are female, so the fraction that are female is equal to 5 out of 8. That's the meaning of 58. Then we're sure that the fraction male will be, because total, which is whole, is always 1, then take out the 5 out of 8 from it. And I showed you the shorter way in one of the series. When you have 1 minus any fraction, you're just doing the denominator minus numerator. That's 8 minus 5. And that will give you 3 out of 8. So I have fraction of male to be 3 out of 8. Now, you can equate this to the number of male, because they give you the number of male in the question to 18. Now, those two can be equated together, meaning 3 over 8 is equal to 18. Now, they say how many people are in the house, which is when they are full, the total, which we always represent as one whole. I love students to always put comments, just for them to tell me whether they have an idea of what their final answer will look like, which we said is always more, because 1 is greater than any proper fraction. So your comparison is between those two. So since you know 1 is greater than 3 over 8, even if I want to guess on exam, I know my answer cannot be this option C, because it's less than this 18. So we have said more. So which one is more? 1 divided by which one is less? 3 out of 8. Then you multiply by what? 18. Then don't forget your KCF. When you're done with KCF, meaning you keep, C stand for change, you change the sign to multiplication, F means flip. So 3 over 8 will turn to 8 over 3, then you multiply by 18. Then 3 here 1, 3 here you have 6. And by the time you multiply, you have 48. And that's your answer, option A. Moving on to question 5. Find the smallest whole number that 1,575 must be multiplied by to make it a perfect square. Perfect square is a number that you can find the square root. Number that you can find the square, like the least perfect square is 1, because square root of 1 is 1. Another after this is what? 4, because square root of 4 is what? 2. So to get all of that, instead of trying different number, just divide what they gave you, which is 1,575, by prime numbers, starting from the least. We know 2 is the least prime number, but 2 cannot go in any number that ends with 5. What of 3? Rules of divisibility by 3, meaning you add all the numbers together. 5 plus 7, that's 12. And 12 plus 5 That will give you what? 17 plus 1, that's 18. So meaning 3 can go. So 3 in 15, you have 5. 3 in 7, you have 2, remainder 1. In 15 again, you have 5. Now 3 can still go. 3 in 5, you have 1, remainder what? 2. 3 in 22, and that will give you a 7. That's 21, remainder 1. And 3 in 15, that will give you 5. Now I can try 5 now. 5 in 17, that will give me 3, remainder 2. 5 in 25, that's 5. 5 can still go. 5 in 35, you have 7. Then 7 near 1. So how do I know what I need to multiply this number with? Look at this. This is 3 times 3. That's a pair. This is 5 times 5. That's a pair, which you can find the square root of it. But 7 just stand alone, meaning 7 is a loner. It's lonely. So you need another 7 to make it a perfect square. So once I multiply this number by 7, then everything becomes a perfect square. So the answer is what? C. Moving on to the second stage, the medium stage. For the medium stage, number 6, what is the capacity of a cuboid? They gave you all the dimension, and the first one is the length, the second one is the breadth, and the third is the what? The height, that you can also call the depth. So for us to find the capacity, it involves 2 steps. First of all, step 1, find the volume in cm cube. And the volume is what? Length times breadth times height. But they gave you length to be 2 meter by 5 meter by 6 meter. But because you have the knowledge of 1 meter equal to 100 centimeter, you change all of this number to centimeter, and that will give you 200 centimeter times 500 centimeter times 600 centimeter. And when you multiply all of this, 2 times 5, that's 10 with another 0. So just have your 6. 2 times 5 is 10. So write the 0 and then count the number of 0 you need to add to it. So this is 6 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 centimeter cube. Then step 2. Change to liters. And there was a conversion. For every 1 liter, it is equivalent to 1000 cm cube. So meaning what I have here is just for me to divide by 1000. So I have 60 million cm cube over 1000 cm cube. Then whatever you get will be in liters. So you have 3 zeros, cancel 3 zeros, so you have 60,000 left, and that is option C. Moving on to question 7, they said examine the bar graph and select the correct answer. We have height A. Height A is 2, so 2 plus height of B. What of height of B is 4, 2 plus that's 8 is equal to height D, and D is what? 6. So option A is wrong. Option B, because 2 plus 4 will give you 6. Coming. Height of A is 2, height of B is 4. Are we good? We are told that is equal to D. D is 8. Sorry, D is 8, so that's why it's wrong. So moving on to B, height C. C is 6 minus height A. A is 2 equal to height B. B is 4. So 6 minus 2 equal to 4. This is good. But let's keep going. Option C, height D is 8 They said it's less than the height of A. It doesn't make sense. So this is out. So you don't need to read further. Height A, option D, height A, which is what, 2, minus height B, that's 4. Already is giving you a negative number. And C cannot be a negative number because you're adding C plus D again. So this is wrong. So the answer is what? B. Moving on, a tank which contains 900 liters of water is 3/4 full, meaning when the tank is 3/4 full, the volume or the capacity is 900 liters. How much water is required to fill the tank? I told you earlier, whole is always 1 and is already 3/4 filled up, so the leftover will be 4 minus 3, that's 1/4. So meaning 1/4 is what we're looking for, which will be less. And the less between these two fractions is what? 1/4 divided by what? The more. The more is 3/4. Then you multiply by 900 liters. And you do your KCF here, which is 1/4 times 4/3 times 900 liters. 4 cancel 4, 3 here 1, 3 here you have 300 liters. And the option is option A. Moving on to question 9. Examine the cube and select the correct answer. AG less than AB. So AG, look at AG. AG is from here to here. And that's like the hypotenuse of this triangle ABG. And they said AG is less than AB. Look at AB. It is not possible. Why? Because this is 90 degrees. And if this is 90 degrees, this is the longest side. AG is the longest side. So if this is the longest side, then it can be less than any of the two sides. So this is wrong. Then AB plus BG is less than AG. That's also not correct, because once you add, just look at a triangle like this. Let's look for a simple one, 3, 4, 5. This is a common Pythagoras triple. So there is no how 3 plus 4, which will give you 7, will be less than 5. Are we correct? So this is out. Then AG is greater than DE. So look at DE. DE is the same thing as what? AG, same thing as what? AB. So that is correct, because the longest side, which is your AG, will always be greater than any of the two legs. And that makes sense. And then because we have gotten an answer, you can move on. But if you want to confirm the last option, CG, this is CG. It's also hypotenuse. Is greater than AG. That's not correct, because both of them, since it's a cube, the hypotenuse will be the same all round. So the sign that's supposed to be here is supposed to be equal to, but because we have greater than, that means it's wrong. Moving on to question 10. Examine the square and select the correct answer. A, the area of triangle ABC is greater than the area of ABD. So look at ABC. ABC said is greater than what? ABD. ABD. That's not correct, because this is a square. So when you divide it, you are dividing to two equal triangles. So they would be the same. And that's why this option is wrong. Then the area of the square is 9 inches. This is tempted to pick, but if you look at it, 3 inches times 3 inches will give you 9 inches square. Here they only give us inches, and that is why this is wrong. It is wrong because of the wrong unit. The perimeter of a square is 12 inches. Perimeter is the distance round the shape. And here we have 3, here we have 3, here we have 3. So we have 4 3. And that will give you 4 times what? 3. Because the formula is 4L. And that will give you 12 inches. And that is the answer to this question. Moving on to question which is under the add stage, number 11. Add the product of 17. Add the product of 17. Product means multiply. So the product of 17 and y would be 17 times y. That is 17y. And add it to 3 times. That's meaning of tries of 8. So the word tries of 8 means 3 times what? 8. And that's 24. And then they say half the result. The word half means to divide it by 2. And they went further. The result is now 48 equal to 6 rather. Then you cross multiply. When you cross multiply, you have 17y plus what? 24 equal to 2 times 46. 2 times 6 is 12, carry 1. 2 times 4, 8 plus 1, you have 9. And then you have 17y plus 24. Then you can move this to the other side. Any sign that crosses equal sign will change. So you have 92 minus 24. 17y equal to, borrow 1 from here, you have 8. So 12 minus 4 is 8. And 8 minus 2 is 6. So you divide both sides by what? 17. Because we are looking for y. We always divide by the coefficient of y. So by the time you do just that, y will give you 4. Because 17 times 4 is 68. Moving on to the next question, which is question 12. They say, what is the area of the figure? Carefully, you have to note that from the dimension, this is a square. This is a square. And this is semicircle. And you have 4 semicircles. So 4 semicircle will give you 2 full circle. 2 full circle. And plus 1 square. So these are the information. So here you have 2 times pi r squared, which will give you 2 times, the radius is given as half of what you have here. So if this is the diameter, that is 4, radius will be 2. So you have pi times 2 squared. And that will give you 2 times 2, 4 times, that's 8 pi. That's settled it. Then for 1 square, the area of a square is L squared, which will give you 4 squared. And 4 squared is 16. So you just add them up, meaning you have 16 plus 8 pi. And that is your answer. So your answer is option A. Moving on to number 13. Simplify 3 into 2 squared. Exponent is very important. A lot of students, the mistake they make, which is wrong approach. Wrong approach. You see them multiplying 3 by 2, and before squaring it, which is wrong. This is so wrong. So what to do is to focus on the what? The exponent. So you have 3 times 2 squared will give you 4. And 3 times 4 will give you what? 12. And that is your answer. Moving on to question 14. Calculate the area of the shaded. When you have to calculate the area of the shaded part or the shaded portion, you are doing the whole shape. The whole shape. Whole minus what? Unshaded. The whole minus unshaded. And the whole shape is a square. And a square of side 4 that's L squared, which will give you 4 squared, which will give you 16. And then moving on to unshaded. Unshaded is a quadrant. And what is a quadrant? A quadrant is a quarter of a circle. That's pi r squared over 4. And that will give you 22 over 7 times the radius, which is 4. Because of radius squared, that's 4 times 4. Don't forget this over 4. So 4 divided 4. Then you multiply 22 times 4. That's 88 over 7. 7 in 8, you have 1, remainder 1. 7 in 18, you have 2, which is 14, remainder 4 out of 7. Then 16 minus 12, you have 4 minus 4 out of what? 7. Then I always tell my student, look at this 4, you can change it to something like this: 3 1 over 1 minus 4 over what? 7. And that will give you 3 whole number. And then 1 minus 4 over 7, that will give you 3 over 7. I told you how to subtract. When you have 1 minus any fraction, you are doing the denominator minus numerator, and that will be your answer. So our answer to this question is B. Moving on to the last question. The measure of angle ABC is 50. AD bisect. The word bisect means to divide into equal parts. So this AD bisects BAC, meaning if I can place letter X here, I can also place X here. Why? Because they are equal. And DC bisect BCA. So if I can place Y also here, I can place Y here. And that's just the information I need to start off. So if I consider triangle ABC, right? I can say the whole of this angle is what? 2x. Plus the whole of this angle is what? 2y. Equal to, you have to add it to the third angle, to plus 50, equal to 180. That's sum of angle in a triangle. So you have 2x plus 2y. Moving this to the other side will attract a negative number. So you have 180 degree minus 50 degree. So you have 2x plus 2y equal to 130 degree. Now 2 is common, so you can factor your 2 out. That's x plus y equal to 130. Then I can divide both sides by 2. So you have x plus y. Now let's put the 2 back. Over 2 equal to 130 degree over 2. So 2 cancel 2. Then x plus y will give you 65 degree. Now I've gotten my x plus y. The question says we should find ADC. ADC. This is the ADC. Let me call it K. So I'm looking for this angle ADC. Now focusing, if you consider triangle ADC, right? X plus y plus k will give you 180 degree. Reason, sum of angle in a triangle. But you're looking for k. And then you have your x and y to be 65. So substitute 65. That's plus k equal to 180 degree. Then move this to the other side. Your k will now give you 180 degree minus 65. And then k will give you borrow 1 from here. You have 7. This is 10. 10 minus 5, you have 5. 7 minus 6, you have 1. And then this is the 1. So this is what your angle that you're looking for, which is angle ADC, is 115. And that's C. And that is all as regards series 3. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, if you have any topic that is challenging you, drop it on the comments. And then for my students that you feel you're ready, you can always pause, solve, and press play to confirm whether you're right or wrong. Thank you very much.